Trojan family, what's up, man? USCJ here. It's the top of the morning. And listen, man, we got USCJ is on the case, man. I am absolutely, I'm kind of surprised that Utah coach Tyrone Willingham would even kind of stoop to this level. But we're going to talk about this. But, man, first, I want to just say, listen, I hope everybody's having a blessed morning. Hope everybody's having a good week so far, man. And I want to give a big shout out to our one and only Thule, man, the sack leader of the nation. He has been recognized as leading the nation in sacking. For all those who suggest that we don't have these defensive interior players, listen, Thule is leading by example. He's leading the country right now. He's exceeding expectations right now by doing this, man. And listen, man, he came up big on Saturday, and we love what he's doing, man. Listen, we wanted to celebrate you today, man. You are the man. We appreciate you, man, and all those others who are following you, Solomon Byrd, Nick Figueroa, all them other guys that are partakers of that as well on the defense. We celebrate all you guys, man, because a lot of guys, a lot of media outlets have talked about you guys. Listen, USCJ celebrates our defense. Now let's get to this major situation with the Utah coach, man. And I've always been a fan of the Utah coach. In fact, I was so much of a fan at one point when we were having issues with Clay Helton. I felt like the Utah coach, you know, I was wondering like why nobody would ever look at this guy. He's a good coach. He's a tough-nosed coach, and I just like the way he handled his business. But on the flip side, we see him now showing his true colors, man, when he talks about the transfer portal, when he talks about NIL. Now USC is having success on the field, and it's almost like, we're going to get into this article, but it's almost like he's setting himself up in case they were to lose as to why they lost. And this is what it appears to be. And so when we look at this article, he goes on to talk about the transfer portal, why USC, and then he even talks about Oklahoma. I mean, this thing is unbelievable how he is implying some things here. And here's the crazy thing. Their current quarterback right now came from Texas. He's from California, but he came from Texas. You guys remember Cam Rising transferred from Texas to Utah. And not only that, when USC beat Utah in 2020, USC played against a quarterback by the name of Jake Bentley. He came from the University of South Carolina. He was a transfer to Utah, their quarterback. And they had a running back that came from South Carolina. So I'm just trying to get an understanding here as to what are you talking about? Like, it's okay for you to partake in the transfer portal, but it's not okay for us to partake. You guys it's going to amaze you what you see from this article. I want you guys to take a look at this article, and after the article, I'm going to come back, but I want to talk about briefly the Heisman odds now, what Caleb Williams is doing as it relates to that. But check this article out with Tyrone Willingham. So here's the article right here, and it's coming from the Desert News, and here's the title of it. It says, USC comes to town. Utah's Kyle Willingham explains his distaste for what transfer portal is doing. This is unbelievable. When you guys see what's in this thing, you guys are gonna flip. And so let's get down to the meat of this. And here it is. When asked about Lincoln Riley, has he crossed paths with him? He said we crossed paths a few times on the recruiting trail when he was at Oklahoma. Willingham said, of course, I sat in meetings with him a couple of times since he's been in the league of the Pac-12. But here it is right here. He goes on to talk about the transfer portal, and I told you guys Willingham has been a big partaker of the transfer portal. His quarterback came from Texas, the quarterback that came from South Carolina, Jake Bentley, the running back that came from South Carolina. But here it is. They go on to talk about all the players we got since arriving at USC. The Trojans have been attracting big-time talent through the transfer portal. Quarterback Caleb Williams, wide receiver Jordan Addison, Pittsburgh, Mario Williams, Oklahoma, running back Travis Dye, running back Austin Jones, cornerback Mekhi Blackman. USC even added Utah player through the transfer portal, linebacker Carson Tabaracci. But here it is right here. while talking about the Trojans are performing under Riley, Willingham pointed out the transfer portal. Now, isn't that interesting? Now, he doesn't point out the fact that he's been a big partaker, but now that we had success, you want to point out the transfer portal. You want to try to make it seem like this is but watch this. I want you guys to see this. Not only is he making reference to our class, our transfer portal class, but now he's going to start talking about how it can affect you in a negative way with Oklahoma. Watch what he says. He says, with the transfer portal, and it affected Riley's new program and his old. Why are you worried about his old program? Watch this. He says Oklahoma is 3-3 this season, and the Sooners are coming off a 49-0 loss to Texas. Why does that matter? Obviously, he's doing a great job at USC. Obviously, the transfer portal is being manifest how impactful it can be there at Oklahoma. It could be there and at Oklahoma. Now, instead of looking at this from a positive and say, man, he must be a very, very good coach, because some of those same players that are at Oklahoma when Lincoln Riley was there is still there right now. And even from the defense and the offense, yes, you have some to leave, but you have a lot that are still there. Instead of saying that he's a good coach and was able to, they never had a drop off like this in the history of Oklahoma. You're talking about major numbers. This is the first time they lost like this since 1965. And so instead of giving Lincoln Riley the credit to be able to manage a team and to be able to utilize all his players, he goes on to say that it's affecting Oklahoma as well. Are you kidding me? Look what else he says. He said Oklahoma had mass departures and USC had a mass influx of talent. Oh my God. He said you can see what's happening. This is Tyrone Willingham. He says you can see that the teams are able to make major improvements or go the other way, more so than ever, because of it's almost like he's discredited the coaching of Lincoln Riley as well, because of the amount of turnovers on your roster. There's far more turnover on your roster now than there ever has been in the modern era of college football. When asked about how to retain players in this modern era, Willingham said, pay them a bunch of money. That's kind of what it comes down to. Are you kidding me? I'm not accusing anyone of illegal improprieties or anything like that, because it's all above board now with NIL. Man, I'm telling you. So now he's okay. Now he's okay. And then he goes on to say, that's just how it is. That's where it's headed. There's no debate about it unless they change the rules. Now you want somebody, because you're losing, you want somebody to change the rules. And this is kind of the same thing that's going on with other coaches across the country. Nick Saban had the same thing. You seen what was going on with him and Jimbo Fisher. This was kind of the same thing. Now he wants to say this because we get ready to play these guys. I want to know what you guys think, man. You guys need to hit me in the comment section. You've been a major partaker of the NIL. Now it's not going your way. Now you have issues. So what you guys think about that article, man? You guys remember, I told you guys this before. You remember the cartoon Bugs Bunny? He said it ain't no fun when a rabbit got the gun. In other words, it's no fun when you in the position and you having success, but now you in that position and having success, it doesn't look good to you. I mean, is it hatred? I want to know what you guys think about this. You guys hit me in the comment section. Let's talk about this Heisman. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's talk about these Heisman odds. Last week I told you, and every week they get updated. And Caleb slipped into the number 2 spot. And I'm just gonna go over these real quick, and we're gonna call it a day. But once again, you got C.J. Stroud still leading. He's negative 140. The next one's gonna be Caleb Williams. He's still holding down the second spot. He's gonna be plus 1,200. But we got a little bit of a change here. You got Hendon Hooker, Tennessee. Hendon Hooker, he's plus 1,400. So he jumps Bryce Young. Since Bryce Young was out, you're going to have Bryce Young at the 4th spot, plus 1,600. Now you got Dorian Thompson-Robinson, plus 1,600. He's made his way in there. So you got number one, C.J. Stroud. Number 2, Caleb. You got number 3. I'm just doing the top 5. You got number 3, Hendon Hooker, Tennessee. You got number 4, Bryce Young. And now you got 2 Pac-12 quarterbacks in the Heisman race, man. And like I told you guys before, we get through this game, and of course you guys know I'm coming back this week. We're going to do a preview of the game, but we get through this game, it could be a major setting us up for a major showdown in LA with 2 Heisman candidates. Unbelievable. Who would have ever thought that? You guys hit me in the comment section. You guys tell me what you think, but even more so, tell me what you think about Kyle Willingham. Is this a shocker to you? I mean, man, it's incredible. Listen, until then, listen, I hope everybody's getting ready to get up, get out, make some things happen, man. Make some things happen today, man. Listen, everybody have a blessed day. Fight on, fight on, fight on.